Well, Cong, we're very excited that you decided to join us at Caltech's Center for Science, Society, and Public Policy as a postdoctoral instructor. Could you quickly just tell us why it is you decided to join us here at Caltech?
So there are three main reasons. The first one is because here our center, the research area is consistent with my PhD. And here the center is emphasizing the intersections between the science and the society. Myself is also have an interdisciplinary background. I have an engineering degree, have an economics degree. So my current research project is also multidisciplinary projects. And the second is the reason is because my advisor you. Since during my interview, you have been very supportive to choosing my favorite research direction, and since then you have been provided great help and support. For example, you helped me to get access to the hard to obtain medical data, and you helped me introduce me to the medical research groups for collaboration. And also you're leading a very talented and dynamic research group, which is comprising the various like a multidisciplinary background colleagues. And as we know, like people with different background, they have a different way to thinking about research. This has been very expanding my research ideas. The third reason is another co-director, Frederick. During the interview, Frederick have asked me what's the challenge or difficulty I'm facing when I'm promoting my policy recommendations from my job market paper. So later I noticed that one of our center's mission is trying to provide a platform for the dialect between the policymaker and the researchers. So I think here is a place to find an answer. And the last reason is here is like I can have the opportunity to practice my teaching skills, and I have the freedom to choose which one I teach. So I can choose my favorite class to teach. And further, as our center is part of Caltech, so there would have a lot of opportunities for me to collaborate with the other science divisions.
So you mentioned one of the reasons why you're excited about coming and joining us is doing your research. Can you describe your current research?
Yeah, my current research is the application of machine learning or deep learning to climate change and health. So eventually I want to draw the policy recommendations trying to mitigate the negative health outcome from exposure to the environmental factors. So for example, one of my current research is trying to investigate what's the role of environmental factor and genes for the aging of people living with HIV. This we are going to use deep learning to explore. It's a very interesting project.
Great, and so we're almost coming into spring quarter this year, and in the spring quarter you're going to be teaching your first class here at Caltech. What are you most excited about when you're looking forward to teaching your class this coming spring quarter?
I found actually health economics is really interesting. So I'm very excited to see my students, the reactions when they learn different new knowledge about health economics. I believe they will also feel very exciting.
Great. So since the time you've been here, we've had a number of workshops and conferences and lots of programs. Can you maybe talk about two of the events that we've had or programs that we've had that you've enjoyed or you found interesting?
Yeah, I think I'm enjoying all of our center events, but the particular I'm very impressed about one event about behind the book, because this event we invite the policymaker. I'm very lucky to hear what's the idea, what's the thought of the policymakers, because as I said, like my research is at the end I will eventually draw policy recommendations. There still have a long way to go from the research result, for example, policy recommendations, to the one is convince the policymaker, and second, for example, become an actionable policy recommendation, and third is like how long it will take for the policy to be implemented. That time is like by then the environment and conditions already change. So it's like my research result is still work. So that still have a long way to go. And also for when we do research, we do literature review, we will read the government policy report. But that is like a historical. And what's the future policy report is what's in mind of the policymaker. So this is the one. And the second is one presentation from one assistant professor of environmental economics and climate change. Her name is Tamara Carlton. Because my research is very relevant to hers. She is doing about climate change related mortality, but in a global level. For me, it's like previously I'm doing mostly about individual countries. So I think this is my next research approach.
Wonderful. So you joined us right after the founding of our center, and you are actually one of the first two postdoctoral instructors that we hired to work with us in the center. So you're helping us build this new center. What do you think that you're most excited about, say, a decade out? What do you think that the center is going to be able to accomplish in the next 10 years that you think is most exciting?
Thank you. It's really my honor to be part of the center. So I'm certainly hope our center can grow strength to strength over time. And I think, for example, one is like our center will grow, have several branches of the research center and with different research focus. And the second, I hope our center will be well known globally, globally a platform to provide for the dialogue between the policymaker and the researchers.